You think you had a normal childhood. But why do your relationships keep falling apart? It is not because you're broken, or because you're hard to love. The issue is that you may be carrying hidden wounds no one ever told you were wounds, because they were quiet, praised, or simply never spoken about. In this video, we will uncover 5 of the rarest and most overlooked childhood experiences that silently shape how you give and receive love today. Not the obvious traumas, but the invisible patterns passed down from your parents, siblings, friends, and society that are now ruining your closest relationships without you even knowing it. These are truths no one teaches, but everyone lives out. By the end of this video, you won't just understand why you love the way you do. You'll finally connect the dots between your past and your patterns. And more importantly, you'll learn how to break free. This isn't therapy. This is truth. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Let's dive in. 1. The conditional love blueprint, parental approval as a currency. Growing up, you learned that love had a price. You were only truly seen when you did something impressive: good grades, polite behavior, perfect posture. Your worth felt tied to how well you performed, not who you were. If you didn't meet expectations, affection became cold or disappeared altogether. As a child, you began to believe that love had to be earned, like money in exchange for behavior. You became the achiever, the helper, the one who never messed up. Now in adult relationships, that same pattern follows you like a shadow. You overfunction, you give, fix, please, perform. You stay useful so you won't be abandoned. Resting feels lazy. Making a mistake feels like losing love. You can't relax in love because you're always trying to deserve it. The voice inside whispers, "If I'm not impressive, I'll be left." And though people might praise your drive or devotion, the truth is, you're exhausted, and afraid that just being you will never be enough. Praise addiction is often just a symptom of early emotional neglect. 2. Being the overlooked sibling, invisible in the shadows. In your family, you weren't the loud one, the star, or the problem child, you were the easy one. While others needed attention for achievements or struggles, you quietly learned how to survive by not needing much at all. Maybe one sibling was always in crisis, or another basked in constant praise. You didn't want to compete, you just faded into the background. Nobody asked how you were doing because they assumed you were fine. And you were, or at least you pretended to be. Now as an adult, being seen still feels unnatural to you. You downplay your needs. You're quick to apologize for asking for anything. Even in relationships, you feel like too much for simply having emotions. You fear being a burden, so you overthink before speaking up. Deep down, you're still that child who believes staying invisible was the safest way to exist. You struggle to feel worthy of attention and over-apologize for having needs. Being the easy child often hides the deepest loneliness. 3. Betrayed by peers, early friendships that shape distrust. As a child, you trusted easily. You confided in friends, shared your fears, your crushes, your secrets, until one day, they turned on you. Maybe they mocked you in front of others, shared your secret behind your back, or simply stopped being there without warning. Those moments, as small as they seemed to others, left a mark. You learned that vulnerability invites humiliation. That being open meant being hurt. Now, even in love, you struggle to truly open up. You share surface-level details, but keep your deepest fears and truths locked away. You crave connection but fear exposure. People may feel close to you, but you always hold part of yourself back. It's not that you don't want intimacy, it's that your early experiences taught you to equate openness with betrayal. You adopt surface-level intimacy, that is, you feel close to people but never truly seen. Social betrayal in childhood creates emotional privacy walls in adulthood. 4. The identity suppression, when society told you who you should be. Maybe you were the boy who loved poetry, or the girl who hated dresses. Maybe you were sensitive, weird, loud, emotional, something that didn't fit the box people tried to put you in. You were told to tone it down, toughen up, and be more proper. Teachers corrected your voice. Family members mocked your mannerisms. Friends told you to stop being weird. Over time, you began to shrink, to perform, to mold yourself into someone who was acceptable. You enter into relationships unsure of who you are. You adjust to your partner's personality, their preferences, their tone. You become a mirror, always shifting, never anchored. You want to be loved, but not at the cost of rejection. So you keep parts of yourself hidden, even the parts that make you most alive. You struggle with people-pleasing, self-doubt, or chronic imposter syndrome in relationships. The trauma of being too much for the world makes you hide your truest self from lovers. 5. Emotional incest, when a parent made you their therapist. You were not just a child, you were a listener, a comforter, a secret keeper. When your parents were overwhelmed, they came to you. You learned about things a child should never carry: financial stress, adult relationships, emotional breakdowns. You were praised for being mature for your age, but deep down, you were scared, confused, and alone. You learned to take care of others emotionally, because no one was truly taking care of you. In your relationship now, you take on the role of rescuer. You attract emotionally needy partners, feel responsible for their healing, and can't differentiate where you end and they begin. You feel responsible for their pain, and if they're unhappy, you blame yourself. You're exhausted but don't know how to stop giving. Childhood parentification often hides behind the praise of being mature for your age. On a final note, if you've ever felt like love was something you had to earn, like your feelings were too much, or that your needs didn't matter, you may still be carrying wounds from childhood that quietly affect your relationships today. You can't heal what you deny, so the first step is to identify your wound, not as a flaw, but as a response to unmet emotional needs. Begin using a soothing language with yourself like, "I learned this, but I no longer need it to survive." Next, practice reparenting, becoming the adult you once needed, with compassion, boundaries, and consistency. Say daily affirmations like, "I am safe. My needs matter. I don't need to earn love." Learn to notice when calm makes you uncomfortable and pause instead of reacting. Set emotional boundaries that protect your peace. Practice saying no without explanation and communicate your needs before resentment builds. In relationships, practice safe love reps, let trust grow slowly, not rushed, and choose partners who are emotionally available and consistent, not dramatic. You won't heal overnight, but every time you choose love rooted in safety rather than survival, you heal a piece of the past. Say to yourself, "I was trained to survive love. But now I am learning to receive it, slowly, gently, and fully." If this spoke to something deep within you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Untold Realities, where hidden truths finally come to light. Which of these childhood experiences do you see showing up in your relationships today, and what moment made you realize it wasn't love you were chasing, but safety? Drop your comment below. Your insight might unlock healing for someone else too. Thank you for watching.